I would definitely say creator economy is a subset of the attention economy that really prioritizes trust, authenticity, and being engaging.
Hey, Blaine, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very well, Alessandro. Thank you for having me.
Of course, very excited to talk about today about very practical, tips and tricks for people listening. I think that is going to be a very packed, valuable, episode today. And I can't wait to, get into that. But before doing that, always like, to have the guests to present themselves. And we use this thing called the map. Basically, it's divided in 3 sections. It's the mission. So basically, what do you aim to achieve with your work? Achievements, anything that you're really proud of, could be in your career, could be in your life, or both. And the last one is the purpose. So why do you do what you do?
I'm Blaine Doherty, Senior Influencer Marketing Manager at Fiverr. What I aim to achieve is to create engaging influencer content that drives brand performance for the Fiverr brand. Achievements, I would say, moving to New York was a pretty huge milestone in my life, being here for 3 years. But speaking at South by Southwest about influencer marketing is probably a real professional high point. And then purpose, I do what I do because I really love it. I hop, skip, and jump into work every day. I enjoy working in the content creator space and love the opportunity to be creative and create engaging content.
Fantastic. And, funny enough, I do remember, I used to use Fiverr since the beginning when actually the things were only $5. And, before all the, the new, the redesign of the past years. So I've been, an aficionado customer for a long time now. And it's great to see what happened, right, to the business in just a few years when the gig economy, right, it was at the beginning was just a bunch of people doing something for $5. And then you have now pro people, right, and great freelancers and professionals on the platform. So yeah, just again, I've been a big fan of it for a long time now. And I wanted to discuss with you today about, again, as I was said at the beginning, a few very practical, right, tips for people listening today. And the first one, it is about how to really organize, right, the work when it comes to, influencer strategies and campaigns. We all know that every day, especially these days, there is all the time a new event happening. There is a new whatever day, pizza day and donut day and so on, right? So basically there are so many happenings, these key calendar moments, right? Or sometimes there are also short-term deadlines, right? And we have to rush to get everything possible to create always content. So can you elaborate a bit on these key calendar moments, right? And how brands basically can reframe, right, their strategy around them in order to not doing them just because they have to, but still being successful when they activate them?
No matter what the brand is, having that calendar is incredibly important, but ensuring those moments you're supporting line up to your KPIs overall it makes complete sense. So for us, we have our product release in the summertime and wintertime, and we want to drive people to landing pages that increase awareness of the new products that Fiverr is launching. We also have International Freelancer Day as an example on October 19th. That's another key moment for us. So planning around those moments is incredibly important. Our KPIs are well established. We want to ensure that influencers are set up to drive towards those. We're able to measure against them. But I think there's 2 other ways that people can help ensure those key calendar moments can be supported, because sometimes things can go awry. I would say that maintaining a list of friendly content creators to your brand is always really important. And what I mean by friendly is these are people who have helped drive performance previously. They understand your brand, the key messaging, they can communicate it, it's the right audience. All the stars align. Because they have this understanding, the ability to create content could be quicker. It could be more nimble.
Yes.
Approval can be quicker, etc. And then I would say another key thing to really keep in mind is sort of establishing different moments for influencers to support. So I approach it in 3 ways. We have tentpole, which is major celebrity partnerships. We have brand moments, which are the International Freelancer Day. And then we have always on. And with this kind of tiered approach to influencer partnerships, we always have an influencer partnership underway that is able to support whether it's a last minute product, whether it's a last minute thing, whatever it is. And that enables us to be nimble to support those key calendar moments if they pop up at the last minute. And I think that approach could help many other brands out there. But I appreciate, it can be sometimes very different for different brands.
And I like, especially when you say, to get back and use again people that already know about your brand, your product, right? They might already, and also like, in addition to them knowing already about your product, their followers, right, already heard about it one time. And we all know that, especially these days, we're bombarded with all this messaging. Only one time might not be enough, right, for you to sediment, right, the messaging. So, but if you see from the same creator or influencer or freelancer, professional, B2B expert, right, that is going to tell you about Fiverr maybe 5 times, then at the 5th time, most probably going to check it out, right? Or maybe I already know it, and then it's going to be like, in that moment, I don't need it, but maybe after 2 months, I hear about it again, and then now I'm ready, right, to look for a freelancer and so on. So absolutely a great message there. And, after the calendar moments, something also important is that then when you execute, what happened after and during, it is basically managing also like all the metrics, right, all the KPIs and so on. Also, that is very important. So I was wondering, first of all, why it is important, right, when it comes to a data-driven approach to influencer marketing, and also, do you have any tools or metrics that you find valuable and that you usually look at and be like, okay, this was a successful campaign because of these metrics?
I'd say the first data approach that is really important is, and I mentioned it previously, is just establishing your KPI. What are you measuring against? So you're set up to track against that. For me, whenever I'm looking at an influencer on behalf of Fiverr, it's using data to understand if they're the right fit for us. Do they reach the right audience? Are they creating engaging content? Are they active on the right channels, etc.? So certain tools can help us look at that, whether it's Tagger, Creator IQ. Those are probably really well-known examples. But I would say whenever it comes to judging an influencer partnership, we look at 2 things: the social performance and then the brand performance. So social, straightforward, likes, views, comments, etc. The brand performance, we look at promo code usage as well as UTM link, trackable link data. And we track that via Tableau, which is a platform we use internally. Many companies use it as well. And from that, we're able to understand, okay, which influencers have really driven performance and which audiences have really resonated with the messaging and the content we created. And that's how we can get to that list of Fiverr-friendly influencers who are really driving performance for the brand and can be reliable, authentic, engaging influencers moving forward.
And specifically on this, so to go back a second on, using people that you already know and that you basically like created a stronger and long-term relationship. Do you have any other tips or pieces of advice when it comes to building a successful business and influencer partnership, right? Because of course the brand has a certain, criteria and guidelines. On the other side, the influencer want to keep their messaging authentic and relatable. How do you find the balance there?
For me, it's really important to look at 3 things. So we need to understand where the audience, brand, and influencer interests kind of intersect.
Yeah.
And at that point, we're able to create engaging, authentic content that communicates the brand clearly, but is still relevant for the audience, is engaging, it's in line with what the influencer creates, so it's authentic. And I feel that that type of content is where we are able to build that brand love, brand engagement, potential conversions for the brand. And personally speaking, I think that approach can extend across any brand. That's not just for Fiverr.
In that case, do you have any either past projects, campaigns that you ran that you think were a good example at Fiverr? Like, we definitely nailed it, when it came to these type of successful campaigns between, again, business and influencer. Is there anything that comes to your mind?
Yeah, I would say we have a current partnership which is underway with Bobby Burke, who's from Queer Eye, the show Queer Eye. We offer architecture and interior design services on Fiverr, wanted to promote awareness of them. Bobby Burke is perfect because he has authority in the space, he's relevant, he's engaging, etc. And as a result of that, we've built this long-term partnership that authentically mentions Fiverr when Bobby has a use case for floor plans, 3D renders, landscape design, whatever it is, Bobby is now able to recommend those services to his audience. And I would say that to kind of extend that partnership, we've partnered with Bobby across PR opportunities. He became a freelancer on Fiverr to offer people interior design advice. We really thought how we could integrate Bobby across different ways, again, to help us achieve our KPIs. And that's a really good example of a partnership that considers those brand, audience, and influencer interests and has found the point at which those three different things meet.
Hello! Is your brand ready to amplify its reach? Well, the Influencer Marketing Factory is here to do just that. We are a global influencer marketing agency helping brands ignite their growth, from influencer identification to campaign strategy, handling legalities and agreements to managing shipping and logistics. We have it all covered. We work with hundreds of brands across different verticals, from Fortune 500 companies to DTC brands. And we don't just stop there. With detailed ROI analysis, we help brands like yours measure success, transforming impressions into actionable conversions. You can find us at the influencermarketingfactory.com or just search the Influencer Marketing Factory on Google.
And, also something I wanted to ask you is that we covered all the importance of metric. We covered the importance of understanding moments when to publish and what to publish. We went through the partnership and how to make it successful. I'm also wondering, when it comes to the creator economy as a whole, right? Is it part of the attention economy? Are they two different things? Because in another episode with the CMO of MasterCard, we were discussing that, many people say that the attention is, the new currency, but, Raja, the CMO of MasterCard, was saying actually he thinks that, trust is one of the most important things. So in your opinion, what is more important? It is the trust, it is the attention. So try to get the best content out there to keep the eyes in front of the phone. And if one of the two or both, right? How do they go under the creator economy, right? Is it something that is only going to be about, attention? Do you think it's going to change in the next years to something that is not necessarily all about the attention, but about maybe other values or something like that?
I think that it should focus more on trust. So at Fiverr, we're trying to communicate how freelancers can be used by businesses to help businesses build brands. And you need a lot of trust for that. So trust is 100% a key objective for us. I think that the creator economy is part of the attention economy. I would say it's a subcategory of that. Okay. And I think that, yes, influencers, content creators are ensuring we keep our attention on certain social media platforms. But the creator economy is different because it's based on trust, authenticity, authority. And I think that creators enable that authenticity, that creativity based on the content that they're creating that appeals to the audience. They're prioritizing what is engaging for their audience. The attention economy is, as a whole, is very different because that could just be one thing that's engaging at one point in time. I think creator economy has more longevity to it. And we can see that, like Amazon Prime now working with Mr. Beast to launch his new brand new game show. We can see that these people, content creators, are building such engaging formats that major streaming companies are now understanding the importance of this and leveraging that for their own form of the attention economy, keeping people engaged on their platforms as well. So I would definitely say creator economy is a subsect of the attention economy that really prioritizes trust, authenticity, and being engaging.
No, it makes sense. And, it's also interesting to see where is the attention, right? I've been seeing some videos on TikTok about Gen Alpha that have 5 screens in front of them, right? So they're scrolling on TikTok, they're watching a YouTube video. At the same time, there is a Twitch streamer, right? Playing a game. I know that it might be a bit exaggerated, but at the same time, right? That is what is happening with new generations. So a lot of things happen at the same time. So I'm also wondering, how do you see either the combination these days of long form and short form, right? Because we all know that TikTok made a revolution there, but then, of course, Instagram Reels also understood the importance, and then YouTube Shorts. Like myself, I found many times during the day just scrolling on YouTube Shorts, and I personally love it because you find a lot of content that I already love on YouTube, right? And then if there is, the little button that if I want to watch the full video, so I get a little snippet in YouTube Shorts, I click on the link and I go to the full video. So also for discovery, I think it's fantastic. How do you feel these days about short form versus long? How, as a content creator, can you work on both? Should you focus on one or the other? Should you do both of them? Tell me a bit more how you see the current, landscape when it comes to content.
I'm much like yourself. I love going on YouTube Shorts. I love TikTok, Instagram Reels, but then I also love longer form YouTube videos. I think both long form and short form can partner really well for brands. So as an example, if you're working with an influencer to create a longer form YouTube video and it's super involved, it's very engaging, YouTube Shorts could be a perfect way to show behind the scenes type content. It's just another way to engage audiences. I think short form content, like you just alluded to, can be a great way for discovery as well. So if you are posting shorter form snippets of your longer form video out there, it's a great way to drive interest, potential further eyes to the content you're creating. I think short form, in my opinion, is better used on social. So if you're looking at YouTube as a whole, YouTube's become huge in the streaming space now. So creating longer form content where people want to sit down, maybe watch a recipe video or watch maybe like a 25-minute long video about your brand and its impact, then you might want to consider using longer form to reach the cord cutters, the people who aren't online as much, but are still engaging with the streaming aspect of YouTube. So longer form can have certain benefits, shorter form can have certain benefits, but I really think that pairing them both is a great way to reach audiences en masse.
And are you seeing any other trends, like any other things happening there? You already covered some of them, but is there anything else that, I don't know, in terms of even behavior of users, right? Going from short form to long form and vice versa. Are you noticing something? And if so, do you have any also recommendations there?
Well, the main thing I've actually seen recently is we have been creating more architecture and interior design content off the back of our Bobby Burke partnership. And these projects can be super involved when a YouTuber is talking about building an aspect of their home or whatever the project is. And we have seen that certain YouTubers, the majority of their viewing audience tends to come from YouTube TV, streaming YouTube on TV. So including a clickable link in a description doesn't work anymore. So we are now started to include QR codes within videos at strategic points, which can help ideally convert that traffic and help us enable tracking of that streaming audience as well. So I would say that's kind of one thing that I've mainly seen recently, and that's how we're reacting to it, to be able to enable that tracking and prioritize data capture.
It makes sense, especially when I think that, watching something on YouTube and I'm on the sofa, right? And then if I want to bring that advertisement on my phone, I can, as you correctly said, just I scan the QR code, it's on my phone, and there is integration. And especially also for tracking and reasoning, you can just go in there and see that actually the person that saw it on the TV is the same person also that brought the same link on your phone. And then if they convert, you are able to see all the funnel, right? From the beginning till the end. So that is also, I think it's, right? Quite important to do these days. Something else that I also wanted to touch base on, it is the very interesting nature of content creators that are becoming basically entrepreneurs, right? I had the pleasure to have a few of them on the podcast. One of them specifically is Miss Excel. I don't know if you know her, but she makes all this content about Excel, but in a funny way. So basically, she took a very boring content, because if you ask 100 people about Excel, usually they're not very excited about, unless you're a data analyst, of course, And so she was like, okay, let's do this type of content in a more engaging, entertaining way. She started like that, and now she has almost a team of 20 people, right? So this makes you really understand that content creators are not just anymore these solo people that do everything, but they have video editors, they have people that help with the scripting, people that help with brand deals. When it comes to Fiverr, how do you help young entrepreneurs to navigate all the different challenges that they might have when they want to go again from I'm a solo person doing everything to getting a team helping me out with different tasks?
That's a fantastic question, and it makes up a major focus of our content partnerships, where we want to partner with entrepreneurs, business owners who are at different stages to be able to show how Fiverr is helping them grow. So if you're becoming a content creator and don't know where to get a website made or YouTube intro graphics, whatever it is, our content is focusing on showing people that Fiverr is the best place to source that wide range of freelance talent that can help these entrepreneurs grow and develop their businesses. Whether it's working with the likes of John Yushai on his creator economy focused content to position Fiverr as a super useful tool, or working with smaller business owners who do have social media followings, showing how they can source SEO, copywriting, rights-free music creation, whatever it is. That's a major focus of our content, and Fiverr is a fantastic resource for creators looking to grow.
And it's great that you also mentioned Joe, because I had on the podcast, several, podcasts ago. It's one of the OG, right, YouTubers. So I learned so much, now I know that he does a lot of, speaking events and, keynotes. So it's great that you mentioned the same name there. Last question for you, but is there any other upcoming products from Fiverr that you like to share? Something that, again, either marketers today can learn about, or also, influencers, content creators, young entrepreneurs, maybe. Is there anything else that you're working on that you're really excited about?
I would say what we're super excited about at the minute is our product updates that we're releasing now towards the end of July. When working with freelancers, it can sometimes be a little difficult to whether it's brief them correctly or ensure that you're getting the right thing back. So one of the functionalities that we're launching is Neo, which is an AI briefing tool, which can help users of Fiverr find the right freelancers that they need, but also brief them in a way that makes it much more efficient to be able to work with individual freelancers. I would say that outside of anything product related to Fiverr, we're just really looking forward to the rest of the year. We've partnered with 146 content creators so far this year. That's going to be a lot more by the end of 2024. And yeah, we're just trying to ensure we work with people who are relevant for our brand, engaging, and that we're seen to be supporting influencers, content creators across different markets.
I like when you talk about, briefing. I think that is crucial for everything that you do, not only on Fiverr, but when it comes also to, influencer marketing activations, because we notice that if the scope of work is not clear, from the zero, there are going to be a lot of miscommunication. It takes more time back and forth, between emails and so on. So yeah, I appreciate you to say briefing, it's very crucial, and you're working to make it even easier and simpler for people, because we notice that if you are not on the same page from the beginning, and then you don't ask the right questions, and you don't you don't scope out everything as you should, then maybe something that was potentially 1 week then becomes 1 month of work, right? Because of that.
Yeah, you control the process.
Exactly. Blaine, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, as I said, big fan of Fiverr. It's great to see what your guys are building, and best of luck with the new content creators and influencers that are gonna onboard this year.
Thank you so much, Alessandro. Thanks for having me.
This was the Influence Factor by the Influencer Marketing Factory, and I'll see you next week.